promised that you were going to buy one of those things with 2 seats to take me up.
Oh, I promised that.
You did. So
Oh, if only I could. Oh, well, maybe
What
not a Spitfire. We've got one there. That's got 2 seats.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
said...
that's the P40,
Yeah,
but the
you
love of
said
her life is the Spitfire.
Spitfire, look, Battle of Britain, the whole bit.
I do remember this conversation, but I don't. 2-speed Spitfire. We wish. We sometimes talk about it.
Yes, I've had a ride in one, but now all Squibs wanted to do is if she could come over to your hangar at some point when it's all quiet, and if we set up the steps so she could get up there, and if we could just sit her there so that she can say, I have sat in a Spitfire, this would be lovely.
This is being recorded, is it, Carl? So if I say yes, that's fair. You're going to be able to prove to me I said yes.
I will handle...
We'll do that, yeah.
I'll handle all the logistics, Mike. Don't worry about it. But she lives on the west side of Ottawa, and I come and go on our Halifax project.
Yep.
But the thing is if we could just do that, I think that would be icing on the cake for her.
Because, I don't think there are many people here who really were in the Battle of Britain.
No.
What it meant every night. There was no break, no weekends off.
Well, you were a teenager during the Battle of Britain, is that right?
Absolutely. Our house got bombed. And,
now, I don't know if you, I'm sure I would have mentioned this, but I'm not sure if you would remember, but I was born in London in 1944.
Yes.
So, of course, no recollection, but through my parents, I certainly understood a little bit more, perhaps, than the average Canadian does, about what it meant.
Fights.
I know you did.
Absolutely, because the dog fights were on all the time, because we were just outside of London, Surrey,
And it was
in the line.
And it was probably safe to watch a dog fight, wasn't it? Because they weren't bombing the outskirts. They were... And so you weren't
trying to fight to get them away.
Yeah.
And then the barrage balloons, a lot of people don't know about the barrage balloons that they had over the, like the aviation munition places, because the cables from the barrage balloons would stop them going in to bomb. Do you remember that?
Do you know the origin of the name Spitfire? You ever heard that story?
No.
True story. The chairman of the Supermarine Corporation that had built the Spitfire, and the prototype was ready to fly or almost flying. I'm not sure the exact timing, but quite early on. It didn't have a name. It needed a name, right? And he said he named this airplane after his little granddaughter, who he described as a real little Spitfire. And knowing the story, some of the guys in the plant, the designers said, "Oh, what a bunch of bunk! We're going to name it after some little 6-year-old girl, a goofy name." But that's where it comes from. It's like Firecracker or Spitfire.
I'm into dogs, and I named one of my dogs the Battle of Britain, and I had a letter from the Queen, and I also had a letter from Douglas Bader about it. I still have that. When the
it's cool. You should see the stuff she's got at her house.
The premiere of the Battle of Britain in England, the Queen premiered it here, in England. Prince Philip in Toronto, Governor General Mitchener here, and I was there with my dog, who the Battle of Britain. Isn't that something? Yeah. Now you wouldn't name that for a poodle.
So, Mike, would you be willing to just kind of show Squibs up close the Spitfire?
Yeah. Actually, one thing about a Spitfire is it's easy to see in the cockpit, isn't it?
Yes, it's not too bad.
Would you like to take
Can we hang that on somewhere? This is all the back. No one else is going.
So yeah, this is one of the few airplanes that you can actually...
You hold one end and I'll hold the other. This is what it was for.
Where did you get that,
Eh?
Where did you get that?
Well, that's years old, like me.
I hadn't really taken a close look at that.
I can get you a copy. Yes.
Bring it with you when you come to the hangar, if you can.
I'll get you a copy.
That's so cool.
That's all the places.
Sure.
Remember when they were?
All the airfields.
Yep.
And I've also got the letter from Douglas Bader. Remember, he was the legless pilot?
Oh, we all know that name.
Yeah, that's a legend, eh?
Yes. Because he took over a Canadian crew. Yeah. And they thought, oh my God,
Now, there you go, Squibs. You have it from Michael Potter that, yes, you can come and visit the Spitfire in the hangar at their base.
So you'll have to bring me.
Yes.
Okay.
And let us know ahead of time so I'm there.
Yep.
And did you have a good look inside there? We need a little stool for you. We don't have one.
Yep.
Do you think I can ever get in there? I could if I had a step ladder.
Well,
Oh, isn't that
yeah,
marvelous?
today is not the best occasion,
No,
but we can do it,
isn't
Mike,
that
right?
marvelous?
Oh yeah, we can do it. We'll get a couple of strong guys.
There's nothing that stirs me like the Spitfire.
No, it's. I agree with you. It's partly the story that it tells, the history, but also the design of it was so beautiful.
It was Mitchell, wasn't it?
Yes, R.J. Mitchell.
It was made to be here at just the right time.
And do you know the story of R.J. Mitchell? You know he was dying when he, in fact, he lived to see the prototype fly, but he never lived to see the results. I think there was still only one airplane flying when he died, and he certainly had no idea that it would be built. There were 20,000 built, and of course they turned the tide of the war, and he passed away by
It was
then.
so inspirational, though, to see it up in the sky. We had nothing, you know. We used to have a little bag that we take with us down the air raid shelter, had a gas mask, identification, maybe a bank book, and that was it. Because material things didn't matter.
No, they wouldn't.
If your house went, so what? You were alive. That was the main thing.
So tell me about this pin. I know.
That was from my father. My father was in the
RCF,
Air Force.
Yeah. And what about this
Yeah.
one?
I think that's
poppies or-
something
That's
to do.
Canada Remembers, I believe.
Oh, the
Remember.
poppies and stuff.
But this was from my father because
Yeah.
he was in the Air Force,
Yes.
you know. He built the glider pilots for the invasion, you know. And I'd tell you a story, it shouldn't be going on there. But you remember all the barrage balloons that were going up? Do you remember the barrage balloons? I've got pictures of those. And with the cables. And because the Americans said, it's holding up England. If ever they cut the barrage balloons down, England would sink. And my father said, not on your bloody likely. That's where we put the hot air that you Americans let off when you're over here.
There you go.
It's true. No, I shouldn't hold you up this many
Well, I've
more.
got to-
Well,
Yeah,
no,
we'll go to-
yes, okay, Mike, and thank you very much, and we will come over and see you at the hangar.
Nice to meet you, Squibs. Very nice talking to you.
And you need a flying Halifax in your collection.
Don't we?